C.S. Williams, the Radio Apprentice, and you are welcome to our Evolve Life podcast. I urge everyone to be good regardless of anything, but for the sake of what I want to talk about right now, I'm not very sure I want to advise every one of us to be as good as anyone would think us to be. So, my headline for today is all about ATM robbers. I'm probably sure that even when you go to use the ATM, you've noticed a couple of persons around who don't really look good to you. Well, the thing is, they don't really have to look good anyway. It's just their thing. And when you go to get money, you always have this in the back of your mind that someone is going to stop you and snatch your money. Or you're seeing people sit down and pretending to be on the queue, but they're not, okay? But then I'm not the one to tell you how to figure them out, because you can always see them when you get there if you're quite observant. But I know that a couple of people don't even care who's around them or who wants to do the same thing they want to do. But then it's something that you have to pay attention to. These ATM robbers, they have a system. Maybe not by force, okay, but this is what they do. I'll just give us a few options of what they do, and I'm giving you the options from experience, okay, from what I've seen and from what I've heard firsthand. And I was waiting to talk about it until I had enough to talk about. And now this is it, okay? When you go to an ATM, when you go to use an ATM, actually, you see some people around. Then when you're done taking your money, probably heading out to your car or to somewhere you want to hit the road from, you see someone walk up to you telling you how their card got stuck and how they no longer have money to go wherever they want to go to, or how their card has declined paying them, or for some kind of excuse. Whichever way they say it just turns out that they're trying to give you an excuse that is surrounding the reason why they could not take money, the same money that you managed to take from your own card. Now, you don't have to pay attention to them. In fact, if anybody walks up to you after you have collected money, and the person doesn't call you by your name, this person don't know you particularly, I don't think there's a reason to stop. Okay? Sincerely, I don't think there's any reason for you to stop. For whatsoever reason you stop, I think it's unnecessary. Because these guys are robbers. Okay? Maybe they're not trying to rob you by force. At that point in time, they're trying to deceive you. And if you're this type that have big empathy, if you're the type that have a big heart, the way they walk up to you and tell you the story of how they could not withdraw money and how their card got stuck, or how their card was declined, or how the bank has refused to attend to them, knowing for a fact that they need this money to go wherever they want to go to. Even they tell you how they don't even have transportation to leave this place, that they came here with their last transportation. You see what I'm telling you? I'm telling you the kind of words you would hear. You probably hear something more seductive. Don't listen to them. Just keep walking. Okay? Keep walking. Another one is when you get to an ATM, when you go to use an ATM, I think you should be able to look around, observe the people around. You probably might see a few persons, but then try to understand what they're doing first. If they're not doing things that are quite good to you, and you know how much you want to take from that ATM machine, I think you should walk away. We should learn to listen to our mindset, because most of these things that talk inside of us try to save us from stress. When you get to a place where you don't like the faces of the people around, and there are just a few of them who are neither withdrawing money nor leaving the place, I think you should just walk away. Try to use some other ATM machine. Don't bother. Those people might just be the people we're talking about. So walk away. Most of them might just be waiting for you to withdraw money, and then they approach you and get the money from you. So if you get there and they're not withdrawing, and no one is withdrawing, and everybody's complaining about the machine not being good enough, if everybody there is complaining the same thing, ask them their bank. Maybe it might just be your own bank as well. And if that's the case, okay, we try some other ATM machine. That I know you probably say nothing's going to happen. You probably have done that a couple of times. You've queued the ATM and everybody said he's not paying, and then you walked up to the machine and he paid you. Well, it doesn't always happen that right. Because of that, they rob people. Another one is don't try to go to a lonely ATM machine in the dark where there are no persons around. These people can rob you in the day, like they can rob you broad daylight. They can take your money from you in broad daylight. If they can do that broad daylight, I don't see the reason why they can't do it in a lonely place if you're the only one there. It all boils down to how much you're taking, and it all boils down to the card you have with you. Be very careful. I know telling us to be careful isn't enough, because everything is about being careful. Whether you do it with your mind behind your back or you do it with your mind in your hands, whichever way you do it, it's still being careful. But just look out for these options. It won't hurt you to try something else. Okay, it won't hurt you to try something else. Another one is, don't go to an ATM machine if you can't use an ATM machine. Okay, don't bother. Don't try telling someone else to help you get money from the machine. Most of these people who hang around there trying to help you, they're not actually there to take money. They're just there to help people and rob them at the same time. These guys are skilled. They know what they're doing, and they can hurt you. So if you cannot use an ATM machine, or if you know someone who cannot use an ATM machine, a person is close to you, and there's no one from the family or friends who can actually accompany this person to use a machine, don't bother. I know you've had this kind of thing before, but I watched a video of a guy who was actually helping a woman. At the end of the day, she was so uncomfortable that she couldn't wait for the money. She couldn't wait for any other thing to happen. What she wanted was to just get her card and walk away. Unknowing to her that the guy who was helping her had already clicked the withdraw. When she left, the money came out and they took it. So don't help anybody. If anybody approaches you trying to force you to hurry up, push the person away. Push the person away. Don't even allow them touch any button. Okay? Don't push them when it's too late. Don't be in a hurry to take your card. If you have already punched the money and it didn't come out, I think by the time you leave the ATM machine, by the time you withdraw your card, I think you should just hang around for a few seconds. You never can tell. But if you cannot use the machine, or if you're slow to use the machine and someone is walking up to you trying to force you to hurry up, or attempting to help you, please push that one away. Especially when you know what you're doing. It doesn't really matter how slow you want to be. As long as you know what you're doing, push that person away. Don't let them touch the button. Okay? Push the person away. They're going to do you harm. If they can't wait, then they should try something else. Take your time. Don't be in a hurry. Don't let anyone hurry, because not everyone queuing behind you is there to take money. And protect your card. Protect your PIN. We know these things already. Some people are taking life for granted. They're taking life the way it is. I know quite sure that we cannot be careful enough, but at least if we put our best, we can get it right, whichever way possible. Okay? So let me go to a recap right now. What I said from the beginning was, try not to let anyone help you withdraw money, and flee away from anybody who is walking up to you and asking you for assistance with silly excuses on how their ATM could not pay them, or how their cards got stuck, or how the bank had decided to shut their ears down on them. When you go to an ATM, you go to use an ATM machine, try to observe the people around. figure out if they really want to take money or not, and try to pay attention to their excuses. Most of these people who come to observe other people who have come to withdraw money have this excuse of their cards not working, their bank network not responding. Sometimes when you observe that, if it's not really adequate for you, walk away. Like I said, try to listen to your mind. It's not always fear speaking to you. Probably might just be something that wants to save you. Okay? And then I said again, if you know someone who really don't know how to use an ATM machine, tell that person not to go anywhere if there's no family or friend to assist them. So I don't get a foreigner helping them get money, because these people know what they're doing. They're just hanging around ATM machines to help other people who are in distress. And again, if you're taking your time to use an ATM machine and someone is trying to hurry you up or walking up to you to do something that you know how to do, push that person out. Push the person out, really. Again, if you use an ATM machine and it misbehaves, you have already punched the money and it didn't come out, don't be in a hurry to walk away. When you withdraw your card, hang around for a few seconds and see if anything happens. If nothing happens, you can leave. So that's my message to you. This prompted after I saw a video that really had to compound the whole thing. It's been happening. It's something that I felt I needed to share. And it's something that we know. It's not like we don't know it. It's an everyday activity. But there's certain skills right now these people are using that we don't know about. And you can only know that if you're quite observant. Yes, if you're quite observant. Look out for bank security. Look out for the people around and see exactly what is happening. Because that money you want to take might turn out to be a problem if you're not very observant. If that ATM is not adequate for you, if your body system isn't accepting your approach at that point in time, please listen to your system and try some other mission. Thank you very much, guys, and stay tuned. My name is C.S. Williams, the Radio Apprentice, and this is Oral Vault Live Podcast. Stay tuned. We'll be trying something else sooner than later. But then I'll leave you to the music.